I would say most of the time I do something aesthetically different in a video and try to kind of change the vibe of how things look. I usually have a good reason. This video is not an example of that. I just kind of decided to start recording this video at 3:41 in Limlo, very late, and I turned on my camera and this is what I saw. I'm like, okay, I actually kind of dig this vibe. Not disliking this look. And normally would actually have some lights in the background. Would probably button my shirt or put on a different shirt. We're just deciding not to do that because, you know, sometimes you just gotta do what you feel. And I also was kind of thinking, I guess there's somewhat of a reason why I decided to stick to this in a way. It's because I'm kind of doing like a philosophy wisdom episode here. And I was thinking, okay, since we're doing one of these where we're getting some like life advice nugget things, or at least the word I'm changing is along those lines, I should probably dress in a way that makes it look like I'm trying to be taken more seriously and like I'm a serious philosopher. But then I'm like, okay, maybe I just like look really ridiculous instead, and that might be even better to do. And see how serious people take serious ideas when you look like a complete idiot. So that could be fun as well. Gonna probably play around with that a little bit more in the future, but for this episode, I'm just like not really changing anything, and this is just what I'm gonna look like. Hope you enjoy my chesticle area. Anyway, word change for today is going to be Wisdumb, and Wisdumb is a subsection and niece of actual wisdom. Once I came up with these, I actually realized, oh, it kind of sucks that I'm going to be making a word that's already a word, and they're just spelt differently, because I traditionally do not like that, and it just gets a little confusing. But especially when they have very similar meanings, like I'm about to do. But they will be spelled differently. So wisdom is going to be spelled with like dumb in the actual word. So it's different than the traditional wisdom. And this is going to be a creation. I can still say normal wisdom unless I'm referring to the type of wisdom that I'm creating now. And the type of wisdom that I'm creating now is an idea that's been built up by a lot of philosophers. It's nothing that's like coming straight from me. It's something I agree with and that I believe, but I can't say that's an original idea. And I'll give you a quote by like Plato. He's an example of someone that's kind of addressed this topic. There's plenty of people that have said it. I'd say maybe Neil deGrasse Tyson might actually be one of the first people that I heard talk about it, but there's a whole lot of people that have talked about this idea. And I'll just give you the Plato quote. I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing. And that is very characteristic to how I feel basically at all times. I mean, I never try to assume much of anything. I would say that there is absolutely zero certainty in life. Even the things that are as close to certain as possible, they're never 100% certain. Absolutely not. There's like, oh, you're in a simulation, or you're schizophrenic, you're crazy, you can't trust your perceptions. That's always a possibility. I mean, there's plenty of people that has happened to. Well, I guess not the simulation part that we know of. But you are just basing the entire world off of your own perceptions, and that's all you have. And everyone's perception is flawed. That's the thing. So there is really no certainty, but you can get closer through collective intelligence. You don't get it through individual intelligence, and if you try to do that, you will never solve every issue that you encounter. Humans are just not capable of that at the moment, being able to really comprehend everything that's out there, be an expert in everything. We just don't have the brain power or the time. So the best thing to do is acknowledge that you're not going to know everything. So you reach out to others, especially people that can think differently or have different viewpoints than you, different subsets of knowledge, and they can help you out with your deficiencies. And also, you just don't want to assume that everything is going to work out the way you would expect it to, the way you think it will, because the world is so random. And so the best way to think about these things, I think, is just basing things basically off of probabilities. So there's certain things that have like extremely high probability. It's like, okay, is my name Kyle? Am I 23? Am I a dude? Yeah, those things are all pretty solid bets right there. You can treat them with basically certainty, and living your life that way is probably the best thing to do, because the percentage that is not true is so low that you might as well live as if it's true. And also, with things that are so close to certain like that, if you treat them as not true, usually it's just gonna end up kind of destroying your life and holding you back. So you kind of have to be aware that everything's possible, but you never know anything's gonna happen for sure as well. And so being able to acknowledge that you alone don't have the knowledge to solve everything and understand everything is wisdom. It's the wisdom that you're dumb. It doesn't matter how smart you are, you can't solve everything. You're gonna need some help. It's best to use collective intelligence and get some feedback and information from other people with different ideas than you. However, even as a collective, humans don't have it all figured out, obviously. There's a vast amount more about the universe that we don't know than we do know. And once you get through that, you've got that nitis of wisdom that is wisdom. And I think that's a decent summary of it. So that's the word we have created, wisdom. It's probably going to be kind of hard to distinguish it from wisdom that does everything. Maybe not my greatest change, but you know, we got to keep cranking through these. Maybe I should go to sleep. It's like fucking 4 a.m. at this point. Oh shit, but we have to go to the comment of the day. Comment of the day. Let's hit it. What you got for us, Gav? Gavin said, my niece is eating out my friends' butts, but on Wednesdays. Very interesting comment to pull out here, Gavin. Didn't see this one coming. One Wiplish word, very suspicious subject matter, and I really gotta say, that's why you're my fucking best friend. We're giving this one a 217 out of 217. First perfect score for Gavin. Let's go. Bring in the heat. Bring in the Guy-Red. That's my dude. Eat out my butt. Okay, moving on to video of the day. Song of the day, rather, my B. Starting with Song of the Day, we have Matt Maltese, No One Won the War, which is another sad song. It's very soft. Matt Maltese has like a very distinct, subtle, but beautiful voice. Shout out to my cousin Paige, who this is her favorite artist. And he's got some good stuff. I wouldn't categorize a lot of his music as like my favorites, but he just puts out some solid stuff pretty consistently. Then for the video of the day, I'm giving you another WWE video, 10 minutes of WWE facts you don't know. And again, I'm not big into WWE. Never have really regularly watched it throughout my life, but I like watching these YouTube videos about it and seeing just kind of the wacky stuff from it. It's really interesting, and seeing like some of the background info of what goes into it. I think it's really just a fascinating realm of entertainment and something that can be just really interesting to get in small doses. So that's what I'm going to say. And that'll do it for the Daily Do. Peace out.